Okay, new diagram for you, which helps collect data, and if you process it, create a second version which involves sort of putting numbers into the right order. You get a nice diagram that, as you collect data, can actually start to show you a form of a bar graph that does the same job as a frequency diagram, so the frequency table, but you don't need to do tallies. And it has a benefit that you don't lose all the data as you do it. Often when you do tallies into group frequency tables, you will lose some numbers, some of the accuracy. So a stem and leaf diagram could take people's ages. So what a stem and leaf does is it splits the number into two parts. We notice that we have a lot of repeated first digits. So we could make a list of those. So they are the stem values. So this number here has a stem of 1 and a leaf of 9. So what we do is we put in the stem, the 1, only the 1, and we put a leaf next to it for the 9. So we split that number up, and the 9 is what gets recorded, and we cross it off. Do the same thing for the next one, the 23. Stem value is 2, the leaf was 3. Next one, 33, stem was 3, leaf was 3. So on the 3 line, we put a 30. 30, stem value is 3, but we put a 0 in to replace that number. 48, we put a stem value of 40, and we put an 8 in at the end. So really, that's a nice bar chart that shows us some information about these ages. You can see quite readily from this now that the modal group of ages is in the range from 20 to 29. We put the numbers in order using just normal numbers. So start close to the stem and you put the smallest digit in for each line. And as you work it through, what you'll find is you can find certain key values. Like now, because everything's in order, we've got the smallest line and the smallest value. Well, our smallest age must have been 18 because it's 10 and 8. Our largest is in the largest line and it's the biggest value in that line. So if there were more digits, you'd come to the right hand end. 62 would be an age 62. You can find in here things like the median, the mode. Do that in a couple of examples in a minute. But you can ask answer lots of questions about how many people there are. And they said the most common group is in their 20s. We can see that by counting each digit in the leaf is a person. So we've got 7 people who are greater than 40 or equal. And below that, can't remember how many people there were. One at 4, 9, 17. There were 17 people less. So first step on a stem and leaf, you decide what your stem's going to be. Well, a logical way is to do body temperatures is at the decimal point level. So we have the whole number part as the stem, and the leaf is going to be made up by each number that the temperature holds. So in my working value, I go into 36 line and put a 5. I don't need to put a decimal point in for it. 38, I put 4. 37, I go to 5. And I've been doing those first 3 numbers. 37, I put in an 8. 37, I've got an 8 to get. So I'm just going to fill this in quickly for us. So that's the numbers put in. They haven't worried about the order at the moment, but we've got the numbers all placed into our table. What you can see is the most common temperature is in the 36 range. So it's from 36.0 to 36.9. And to find other things, we need to actually go and create the table itself. So to create the table, I'm going to put the digits in order. So the top line, our lowest temperature recorded was 35.5, which means 35.5 degrees. Keep going through, put the other numbers in order. to put the values in order. 4, 5, 5, 8. A row of 3 4s and 39.6.6. So I'm going to go through quickly the other parts that go in this lesson by putting it onto a sheet. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through and find some key information we can say about this data and these temperatures. So just make sure we got the theme. Come on, grab the pen. There you go. So it's temperatures of students. And what we're looking at now is analysing from the answer box. So what we can say from this one is, first of all, we can find the largest and the smallest. Highest temperature is in the bottom line. It is from that 6. So our highest temperature is 39. There's a line on 6, which tells me that my highest temperature is 39.6 degrees C. That's interpreting the key. The lowest temperature comes from the smallest values, so the smallest line and the smallest value there, which is 5. That means that my lowest temperature is 35.5, which is 35.5 degrees C. We can see a modal group. So the modal group allows us to choose temperatures going from 30, we can see our temperatures, the longest line is from 36 through. So our longest line is in the 36 range, which tells me that my temperatures are from 36.0 to 36.9. That's the modal group. You can also find the mode. So that was the modal group, was how long is that line. The mode, you do the same thing, but now you're looking for the longest chain of digits that are the same. The longest chain I can see is those 3 4s there. Longest chain means that there are more people. So more people is the mode, the most common answer. The most common answer is that 38, line 4, which is 38.4 degrees C. Okay, so they're the first few. Sorry, I missed out the range. The range is actually the range in temperatures. It comes from that top line. The range of temperatures is 39.6 minus 35.5, which is a temperature of 4.1 degrees C. So the range in temperatures is 4.1. Just put in another copy of this for the next part, because we can find another average as well. The other average is the median, and there's 2 methods for finding a median. What we can do is we can do it by crossing off, or there is an intelligent method as well, which involves knowing how many people. So, putting this up. If I want to find the middle of 16 people, or the middle of 16 things, what we normally do is we say, what's the first one and what's the last one? That's why it's not. So to find the middle, and the reason for finding the middle is that when you've got the middle, that tells you what the median value is. So we've done the median, we've done the mode, we've done the range, value. So we want position between 1 and 16. The smallest position is number 1, largest is 16. To find the middle of 2 numbers, you add them together, divide by 2, and that is going to give me 17 over 2, which is 8.5. That means I need to find out what there is in position 8 and position 9. That's one way. The other way is to do crossing off, and it will give me these 2 positions left. So cross off the smallest and the largest number. Notice the largest number is always to that end, smallest number is towards that end. Keep crossing the pairs. Notice I've got to come to that one, cross the pairs off, cross the pairs off, there we go. So we cross the pairs off, and my middle number is between those two. This is position number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I found here. So we've got the two numbers, they are 37.4 and 37.5. What's halfway between them? Wait, there should be a 7 on there. It's 37.45 degrees C. Add the two numbers together and divide by 2, same as what we did for that position number. Okay, that's how you can find those.